All right. Come be part of the show. If you want to showcase your business, Who Got the Juice is the platform. One, two. Yeah. Yo. Who got the juice?
Bay Area Podcast. Tune in once a week.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Yeah, bald guy, a bunch of tattoos, went to Yale.
I don't.
If you see him, I guarantee
Okay.
you'll recognize who he is.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've used his supplements over the years when I've been in and out of the gym. But obviously, I haven't been in the gym as much time as I would like to be in the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just some things I've used over the years that's worked for me. And the thing I like about his products is the fact that if you use like his pre-workout, for example, you use it, you get a little bit of energy, but you're not feeling like Spider-Man.
And,
like you're not looking to clean on walls and go from wall to wall after taking it. Like I've taken pre-workouts before, like the C4s. Like I feel like the C4 workout was like one of the biggest jokes growing up was you take up a scoop of the powder and you're ready to go through a brick wall. But,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean C4 Ultimate was probably the one that gave you like the more.
Yeah. That
filling
can't be good for you. I don't think. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
I mean, as soon as you're feeling it in your guy, then that's when you're like, okay, like too much of this is pretty bad.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and just get that intro. Welcome to Who Got the Juice podcast. I'm your humble host, Fresh. I'm here with
Michael Rocha.
And today is going to be a pretty unique episode. I will tell you that this is the first time that we have a realtor.
Okay.
And
no pressure.
There you go. And the best part about this whole podcast is that what I would like to go ahead and do is give you a platform where you can go ahead and educate, some, people that want to go ahead and give, or get their first purchase. And that's here in the Central Valley. That's, it could be outside of the Central Valley, but even just that knowledge, like what should people be looking forward to? Like, when do you know when it's just like, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go with this, lender. When is that, red flags, green flags, and most importantly, give your story about, how you started. And yes, we got a little bit, before you got there, you were a barista and all that cool stuff. And this is what I love about, just starting the podcast like that.
Yeah, no. So my name is Michael Rocha. I've been a real estate agent this is year number 8. I've been doing it full time for the last, I'd say 7. Started full time October 1st of 2016. That's when I started full time, because that's when I put in my 2-week notice at my job I was actually working at a school, and I'll never forget, I walked in the principal's office just letting everybody know, hey, I'm going to be giving you guys my notice, so that way you guys have plenty of time to find somebody to replace me. And later on that day, I was told that I was let go.
Oh, wow.
So October 1st, 2016 sticks out in my mind as a day that I was, and it was funny because I was worried about making the jump to go full time, and there was no ultimatum but to jump. Like I had to jump at that point.
Absolutely.
Like there was nothing to cling on to. So that's why I started real estate. Humble beginnings. I don't come from a family who has who's been in this country for a long time. My family is they're all immigrants from Portugal, and typical immigrant jobs. I'm the first person in my whole entire family to own a home, and didn't really have a whole lot of help, I'd say, that some people will have when they get started in this industry. Like I had 0 leads. When I say 0 leads, I had 0 leads, and with having no leads and getting started into a career where we're finally making our way up from the recession that happened. But then even then, everybody was all skeptical about purchasing a home. And in my generation, so I'm 32 years old.
Same.
None of my friends bought. None of my friends were buying. A lot of them now have bought over the years. Like the last 3-4 years, that's when they've really been buying. But for the first 3-4 years, it was me helping strangers. Just pretty much, getting as educated as I possibly can with the ever-changing market, and putting myself in a position to meet the right individuals and then putting them in position to win as either buyers or sellers. So from day one, I always knew that, listen, if anyone's ever going to give me a shot, I have to be different from everybody else. Everybody, literally anybody, I'm talking to anybody, an eighth grader can go put up a real estate sign and do what a majority of real estate agents do, which is, hey, call me if you want to buy this house. Call me if you want to see this house. Because the stereotype for real estate agents is that a lot of people are overpaid. A lot of people happen to be overpaid, but the ones that do what you're supposed to be doing and go above and beyond, you don't see the hours that we put in. And I'll put that on, I'll put myself as one of those agents that, goes above and beyond for every single one of my clients. And it's about being different and being better. And I feel like those types of agents that have done that and that have really taken this real estate market that's changed over the last couple of years and made it their own, those are the ones that are surviving and thriving. And the ones that have refused are the ones that their business has gone a little bit down. But yeah, I started humble beginnings, quickly started, I went all in on myself when there was nobody believed. And from day one, I always thought that if I'm not willing to go all in on me, how do I expect somebody to go all in on myself? So I had to go all in on me. I had to put my trust that I was the agent that I was telling these people that I am. So it was a lot of just educating myself about every single facet of the transaction and what can go right, what can go wrong. If it went wrong, I already was covered here. If it went right, this is which road we're going to go, and bang, 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 it's going to lead to this road. Just doing things and that a lot of typical agents don't do. And that's where it kind of led me to, 2-3 years later, since 2017, 2018, May 2018, I have not gone a single week without having something in contract. Like, I've been blessed. I've honestly been super, super blessed. And a lot of it is just the people that have given me the opportunities. I've seen the work that I've done in the past. They've given me the opportunities. Like, hey, he's all about that. Like, he's definitely 100% who he says who he is. And I've been blessed to get referrals to those individuals and whatnot. So it's definitely a career that I've grinded. October 1st of 2016, that's when I started. I received a paycheck 2 weeks after that October 1st date that I started. My next paycheck didn't come until the second week of April. So I went all that time without getting paid. But I was still working, still coming in every single day and working. I still got houses in contract, but just for some reason, loan didn't go through, or for some reason, inspections came back, and the buyers, it didn't make sense for them to take on the homes. And I was, of course I needed the money, but I was the first one to say, you know what, because of this, I don't think it's a good situation for you. So let's go ahead and keep looking elsewhere. And
so how do you navigate? I mean, I know that you're giving me like plenty of information. I already have like a few questions lined up. What does it take to do a selling Central Valley here in the Central Valley? Have you watched those shows? Like Selling Sunset and Netflix? And I don't know, like when you were telling me about like I grinded and such, that just gave me like flashbacks. I'm like, damn, like that'd be killer to do like a show like that. I don't know.
Oh no, I think
it'd be badass. I mean,
I think you could definitely do that.
So Selling Sunset is this show on Netflix, and it's like pure drama, dude. Like, let alone like you have like some pretty hot girls there too. Like, I mean, that's the reason why I was watching it. Like, I'm gonna be blunt. Like, let alone like
they know what they're doing.
Absolutely,
those directors know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. I mean, the industry that I'm in is like a lot of remodeling, so therefore a lot of the houses that they had, Hollywood, you name it, pretty high end. I love that. So like, let alone it was just like a splash of hot girls, splash of high-end
money,
renovation.
high-end cars.
There you go.
All that
exactly.
Yeah, that's what gets people. That's what gets people's attention.
Yeah. So I think it would be pretty cool to go ahead and do like some content where you have like realtors and like they'll go somewhere. It could be a lounge and that I don't know. That just kind of came out of my head.
No.
Cool.
I think there's enough realtors in the Central Valley that do believe that they are a part of a Netflix show already.
Okay.
Just by what they post on social media.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, I don't know what network you're on, but let me know. Like, I'll tune in. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, no, I mean, it would definitely be interesting.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a whole lot of Lambos and Rolls Royce.
Okay.
There'd be a lot of lifted trucks.
Okay,
and
for sure.
a lot of we're not showing multi-million-dollar homes.
Some cowboy
We're going to
boots,
show
maybe?
some multi-million-dollar farms.
Okay, I hear you.
And this is why it's worth this much. And we're gonna talk about different types of almond trees.
There you go.
And why this one's better than that one.
Okay, for
it'll
sure.
be that's the route to go. Probably get canceled in the very first season.
Oh man, not at all. You gotta trust.
There's only so much you could talk about agriculture and whatnot.
I hear you. What is one thing that you would say? Okay, like me and my producer, right? Co-owner of the company, co-owner of the podcast, right? Same thing, right? We kind of started this and we're just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give people platform, right? Let's go set up shop. I thank you for giving us, the opportunity to go ahead and talk to you, pick your brain a little bit, and let alone obviously, give, some content to people that want to buy their house and all that fun stuff. And also for using your office. I mean, this is content at its finest. I mean, right? But what I was going to say is, it just happened to when I was buying my house, got my house, also, the producer himself, like he was buying his, and let alone like we ended up meeting here in the Central Valley, right? But we're originally from the Bay, right? We're talking about this like off, the camera. What is one advice that you would give, let's say somebody, whether they're in the Bay, whether they're, buying their first property, if you had to tell them like, take a look at the Central Valley, right? Yeah. This is the reason why you would want to invest here prior to, let's say a smaller home, 2-bedroom, who knows? So
I just think that, first off, my advice to anybody that's looking at potentially purchasing is whenever you can purchase, you should purchase. Because real estate has been proven to be one of the best investments that you can make over time. So whenever you're in position to purchase, don't try to talk yourself out of it. Because everybody needs a place to live. It's up to you whether you're going to buy or you're going to rent, or you're going to live at home with mom and dad. Some people choose to see.
Absolutely. I mean, you get the
we're all there.
You get the warm tortillas. Yeah. You get the fresh food. Cooked that night. I mean, it's the harsh reality. It's not a lot of cup of noodles, right? And not a lot of 7-Eleven, stops. So. Yeah.
But I always tell everybody, just whenever you are financially capable, I would absolutely buy, just because you got to think for the future. Everyone thinks about for later on in the day, tomorrow. I'm talking years and years and years. And now when you're away, when you're 20, 30 years down the road, when homes are gonna, I think personally, my opinion is homes will be out of the reach for a lot of Americans. Well, it's already out of the reach now, but I think it's going to get even worse as time goes on. So I think people, what they can do now to leverage themselves to be in a position that they're going to not be on that boat is to buy whenever they can. So overall, buy when you can. The sooner the better. And then overall in the Central Valley, you got to look at what's your future goals. If your future goals is to settle down, raise a family, and have kids playing on the street corner and playing outside, Central Valley is a pretty special place to do that. There's plenty of communities that still offer that small town feel, and that have that what you think of a typical neighborhood, like a nice nice up and coming neighborhoods. There's plenty of new construction that's coming here. We have good schools. We have great. The Central Valley is spoiled because we're literally in the middle of going to the beach, going to the city, going to the foothills, going to the snow. We literally have everything within an hour and 15-minute radius. And the only thing is you have to drive to and back. But if you're in the Bay Area, you're still driving quite a bit just because of traffic in that place. So it just, overall, if you're thinking about comparing the Bay Area to the Valley, pricing is completely different, as anybody is aware. And for an extra hour on the road, you get to have a backyard. That's that's pretty special. I think if you ask me, if you for an extra hour on the road, you get to live in a small town and where you can kind of unwind and relax and hit all these goals that you want to hit, that you've set for yourself, for you and your family for the next 20, 30, 40 years, or whatever it may be. The Bay Area is always going to be there. So that's my spiel with the Central Valley.
And how about like the heat? Like how about like, let alone, I mean, you just said new construction. So new construction, I mean, you got the AC, you got all that. You ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
But like, I remember like the first night before I even found out that I could like, well, I think I did know that I could like turn on the AC and all this good stuff, but I just didn't. I don't know. I was like, some part of me was just like, I'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
And let alone I was in the room, and there was some sleepless nights where I was just, I couldn't do it. Just sleeping just straight, just, butt naked. Like even that
You're
didn't
just
help.
not turning on the AC?
I'm being dead serious. Like, and there's no reason why I shouldn't have turned it on.
Yeah.
But it was just like, that's what it was. And like I remember at one point I probably took a shower like 3 times. Like, I'm serious. Like, and this is let alone like you're just walking into the shower, turning it on, cold water, getting out, drying up, or cool, and then you'd walk out and you'd be hot again. I can tell you this: I've gone to Mexico. It's Rosarito, Tijuana. It's been hot. Puerto Vallarta, you name it.
Yeah.
But Vegas, right? But let alone, I mean, I've never experienced heat. Let alone, I remember the first time it actually hit me is I went to Lodi. I dropped off a sample I'm lying. I went to Jamestown.
Nice.
And I dropped off a sample at one of the customers. I literally got off my company truck, dropped off the sample, came back into the company truck, boom.
Yeah.
Just wet. And I'm like, That's when it hit me. That's when I was like, okay. But besides that, I mean, you can get a pool eventually. Right?
Yeah.
Like build a pool, throw a shed, right? So something killer.
It's it's definitely hot. That's for sure. Like, there's no way.
Do you ever get used to it or no?
You get used to it as summer goes on. It's just that the first couple, I feel like it's always the first days in the 80s. Okay. And 90s are always the worst because you go from 60 and 70 in the springtime when we have a spring to 80s and 90s where you feel it in your car out of all places. That's why at least I feel it the most is when I go into my car and it's miserable outside. Thank you for reminding me, vehicle. But yeah, no, I think you definitely get used to it over time.
Okay. Yeah. One of my cousins, he must have said something like, "Oh, you'll get used to it within." I think he said 3 years. It's like, give it 3 years, so you get used to it.
No, you should be able to.
And I have some customers that are like, "You never get used to it."
Yeah.
I mean, it's
no. I mean, you can't. I mean, it doesn't take the suck out of it.
Okay.
But I feel like it is as much as the longer you stay here, it's a little bit more. Less severe because it's a little bit more expected. Oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
It's not gonna blindside you because I feel like when it blindsides you, that's when it's the worst.
Yeah.
Both with hot and cold.
Yeah. Sometimes I go to the Bay, and I'll be at the gym and go with my cousin, my friend, and I'll see outside and it's still dark, and then I'll check my cameras and and my phone, and let alone I'll see that it's super bright. I'm like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab on.
Yeah.
But yeah, this my producer doesn't have a problem with the heat. I mean, he's one with heat. He is heat.
No, I enjoy. I'm much rather. I'm one of the weird ones that enjoys the heat more than I like the cold.
Wow. Although you're able to put layers when it's cold,
right, that's what
you're still
yeah. I feel like the hot days getting in and out of your car, they suck. But I feel like when it's cold, it's just you can blare that. Those mornings are just different. Those mornings are just different. Especially that 4:30, 5:30 morning time. That's brutal. Yeah. And
is that usually the time that you wake up? Or?
So that's the time that I've been actually getting up as over the last year and a half. Just because I've been working out with a trainer here in town, and that's a time that I can get in, and I never wanted to. I'm not a morning person by any means, and with being a new dad, that was like one of the times. Thank you. Yeah. Well, she's actually here now, so it's newer dad. That was one of the times that allowed me to get in and then start my day and then come home in time. That way,
boy or girl? Girl.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So it's cool being a girl dad.
Yeah. Did it give you an extra spark or no?
Yeah.
You're gonna start funk with my producer, okay? Don't do that. He got a boy. And that little guy be watching Dragon Ball Z day in, day out. He training.
Oh man. I already gave her a bunch of like soccer ball, like plush soccer balls, just kind of setting it like, hey,
absolutely.
Here you go.
Soccer is huge here.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like, I see a couple of my friends, like, like soccer moms, Modesto, you name it, Merced.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it's big over here for sure.
I mean, Turlock in itself, I'm involved with a club here in Turlock called Academica. And I'm actually helping run the women's side this year. And because we have a senior women's and a senior men's team. And on the youth side, I'm not really too educated, but we have like 4 competitive clubs here in Turlock. And Turlock's not that big of a city. And there's like 4 different recreational leagues, like different, like it used to be like like Modesto has MYSA, Modesto Youth Soccer Association. That's where you go play soccer on Sundays, or excuse me, Saturday mornings as a kid growing up. And you have Oranges at halftime, Capri Suns at postgame, right?
Oh, okay.
Every single city had like one major league, but Turlock has like 3 or 4. So it just shows that like definitely there's a love for the sport here in such a small little city, and it's Turlock has a lot of people from Mexico, a lot of people from Portugal, and those 2 cultures love their soccer.
They get down.
So,
my producer used to play soccer.
Yeah?
Yeah. That guy, I hated soccer. We had a team in high school.
Okay.
They all were trash. Y'all gonna hear this. Like, they used to just throw the ball just for no freaking reason. Like, they used to throw it just way over. Like, it's almost like they were trying to make a goal from the goalie line.
Yeah.
They were trying to make it, and I just had to keep running back and forth. I was just like, that's when I found out, like, running is not, it's not my thing. But you gotta love the sport. I mean, I'm more of a basketball guy, but
so I played basketball. Yeah, I played basketball. I was gonna be the next Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay. See what we're doing.
And I stopped growing. I didn't stop growing, but like 6th grade, I was.
When you say be the next Shaquille O'Neal, you mean like?
I was going to play in the NBA.
Okay.
I was going to play. That's when my 5th grade self said, hey, like, you're obviously the tallest guy in school. You're 6 foot already as a 5th grader. You're going to become 7 foot when you're older. Yeah. And we're going to dominate the NBA. Yeah. And then we got into middle school. And my first middle school basketball game, the smallest guy on that team was 6 foot. And I was guarding a kid who was 6'6". And I'm like, oh, there's much, much bigger people out there than me. And that's why I quickly realized that, all right, so I may not make the NBA after all. And it only took me like 1 game to realize, like, I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't think I don't think I can make the NBA anymore. But it was, I love basketball. I wish so I stopped watching basketball.
When the Warriors won.
I stopped watching basketball pretty much when Kobe retired. Yeah, I'm a Laker fan. Like,
you're a Laker fan?
Die-hard Laker fan.
Ain't it crazy how, like, the Central Valley, and do not kill me for this, ain't it crazy how, like, the Central Valley, like, you'll have a lot of Warriors fan, but then again, like, this last Kings, Kings and Warriors, now everybody's coming back to being a Kings fan.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
So they're all hyped.
I'm not saying bandwagon, but...
No, so I grew up in an era where it was Kings and Lakers, and that was like the biggest.
You mean here in the Central Valley?
Yeah, like it was, and even like on the West Coast, like the 2 best teams were always the Kings and Lakers for years and years. And I can name the pivotal players for each team back then, and I mean I was glued to the television, and anyways, like that was like the series, and then all of a sudden the Kings slowly started coming down. So did the Lakers. Lakers then shot back up when Paul Gasol came out to the West Coast, and they won a couple championships. The Kings just kept going downhill. You know, they had DeMarcus Cousins, but couldn't really get anything going. Now the Woodworks, they have a solid team. The fans are packing the arena. It's a cool environment to play against. I still remember when they used to play at Arco, but
that's probably what I enjoy the most.
Fans.
That's what I enjoy the most. Like, I enjoy. The last time I went to a basketball game was in Valentine's. I went to they played the Clippers.
In Sacramento. Chase, the Chase Center, that's a cool place.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to go 2 times. I went to see Bad Bunny there, reggaeton artist. You know Bad Bunny?
Yeah. So I've seen him before.
Yeah. You've seen Bad Bunny before.
So I've seen Bad Bunny. Weirdly enough, though, I went so. Running off a little bit.
No, you're good. I love this. I love this.
So my grandpa passed away last year, and
my condolences.
Thank you. One of my
congratulations for your kid. Condolences.
So it was a little up and down, right? And me and him grew up watching wrestling together, like big time WWE wrestling.
Raw or. Which one was your favorite? Raw
I didn't have cable growing up, so I was always SmackDown.
Okay.
I had no choice, right?
Yeah.
And
what was the part that you liked the most? Was it the entertainment side of it, where it's like drama?
Yeah.
Was it the Speedos?
For me, it was the characters, like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
This whole thing of The Rock coming back.
That's huge.
That's nuts.
But that's all a business play.
Yeah.
It's all business play. But we can go off the deep end.
Yeah.
I got educated on the wrestling business over the last couple of years, and this is all booked for financial reasons.
Okay.
Like it's crazy how much business goes into.
Is it because of the UFC? Is it because of the? Are you talking about like the play behind it, or you mean
the play behind it? And just overall, why they run the cities that they do, and why are they looking to get this sponsorship? And
you think The Rock's trying to move into politics? Or is just
I don't think he is. I think he's smart enough to not go and alienate one fan base, because he actually spoke out for Biden. I don't know if you guys remember that when Biden was running, he said that, hey, if I had a vote today, it would be for Joe Biden. And then he went on Joe Rogan like 4 months ago and said, yeah, I wouldn't vote for Biden again. So I'm like, oh, you just.
Who are you voting for this year?
Shoot, mustard or ketchup on a Sunday. That's what you're going to be asking for. Like it just.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're in California. It doesn't really matter who we vote for. Like Biden's gonna win. It's gonna be. There's no way Trump's gonna win in California. It is what it is. So, you can. I honestly, I have no idea who the heck I'm gonna vote for, just because I never thought about even voting, just for the fact that, it doesn't really matter. Like, we're in California. Like, if I was in a swing state, if I was like in Ohio or like Pennsylvania, I'm like, all right, like my vote matters. We're in California. It is what it is. Like it just. It's like the same thing with living in Alabama. Trump's probably going to win Alabama, or Mississippi. He's probably going to win that whole entire section of the country. But yeah, I don't think he's going to go into politics. I think he's smart enough not to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah,
if you had to pick one of your favorite, let's say wrestling matches, which one would it be?
Shoot.
Like a top one.
We're talking about wrestling, man.
And this is top one. And let alone we'll get into like the what are pros, what are cons about, when you're buying a house, red flags and all that. We still haven't even got to that.
No, man.
I am really interested in knowing which one is your top one, and if you had to just list it. Not even top 3. Let's just give it a top one. I mean, it should be.
I think for me, it's probably going to be one of the Rock and Stone Cold matches that they had at WrestleMania, only because I remember vividly going to a little video store and renting out that VHS and watching it with my dad and my grandpa. And I'm like,
heck yeah.
It was a cool match, but then it was also like looking back, like, man, that was the time. Like,
Yeah.
for me, like, it was more than just like the show, just being together.
Yeah.
Like that one thing that we like had in common that we all loved.
And it happens like that too. Like even like music.
Yeah.
And you still haven't told me why Bad Bunny or where do you see him?
Yeah.
But even in music, it happens like that too. I mean, you remember, you know, even the story that we posted, you know, the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Even that song. I mean, there's always a time, there's always a place where you just remember that song playing. You're like, dude, that was such a beautiful moment.
Yeah,
So,
it takes you back to a certain time. It's great. I was talking about this to our friend yesterday, how it's crazy how a simple music note can take you back in time to a certain place or to a certain feeling that you were feeling. Like there's some songs that they come on, all right, skip, go on, we're not doing that one today.
What song makes you cry? Like if I had to play a song right now, like
shoot,
what song like will like legitimate get like a
So I don't listen to anything with I don't listen to anything by Killswitch Engage, which is like a super heavy metal band.
Oh, okay. So that makes you cry?
No, well, it makes me think of a football coach that passed away.
Ah, okay.
You know, a couple years after I graduated high school, and I was super close with him, and he became like a very good friend of mine and somebody who I looked up to, and he introduced me to that band. So now every time that comes on, or every time I have that come on, and like I don't hit the skip button, but it's like just thinking of him, like kind of a deal, like you know, it just always pops in my mind.
What is the song?
It's literally anything by them. Okay. Like we listened to that those albums like religiously. Just, I mean, it's just a bunch of yelling. That's all, it's metal.
Believe it or not, I have one of my coworkers. So my cousin would try to get me into some rock music, but like my sister, my cousin, they all listen to rock, you know, and they'll try to get me into some. In the beginning, I couldn't kind of get with it just because like there was some songs that were just more deep and I'd find them to be like more like sad, let alone you have them screaming, and I just couldn't get with it. And then I had one of my coworkers, he would just be sending me some songs like, and the good thing about me is that I'll give any song a chance. It does not matter what it is. Like I'll give it a chance and not have a whole playlist. And what gets me going at the gym when I'm doing certain exercises, it could be like squats or it could be like running because I hate running, things that I hate. That will get me through. Like rock music would.
So like that band, I always correlate it to lifting weights in the summer and just we always listen to just the crazy ass music. Like it was either hard rock or hard hip hop, just like, you know, stuff that probably high schoolers shouldn't be blaring in a weight room, but we were blaring it because we were just. So
like Tupac, or what do you mean by like hard hip hop?
I mean, shoot, this was like 2006, 2007. So who was the big dog?
The Yin Yang Twins or what?
God, let me take you. I don't think we did the Yangs, but it was more like the 50s.
Hey,
the 50 Cents, the Rick Rosses.
What was Yin Yang Twins? Wait, what was Yin Yang Twins thinking when they made that Whisper song? Like, what were they thinking? Like, they might have been like off like a couple like packets of like, who knows, like honey or something. I don't know. Like that's a pretty crazy song, man. Like, can you make a song like that again? No, I don't think you can do that. I mean, I'm just waiting for the day that somebody samples it in a song. Like, I'm ready for Kendrick or Drake to sample it in a song. I was like trying to think. I think somebody had. No,
if they haven't already, I'm sure there's any song that was big in the last 10, 15 years.
You're 32 years old. I'm 32. Do you ever like? I don't know if like high school dances or middle school dances were big here, but I even remember myself like even whispering that song like while like the music is playing crazy. I'm being dead serious, like that's like some creepy stuff, you know what I mean? Like, hello mama, let me whisper. And then she's just like dancing, she's just enjoying herself, and you're just trying to like, I don't know, I just
you got a bunch of like middle schoolers and high schoolers singing, like dancing along to it.
I don't know.
No, I mean it was a weird time. Hip hop was getting a little bit poppy for the first time. Yeah. So it was getting like
hip hop is weird right now, or no?
So I'm not educated on this. I'm not up to date, I should say.
Who you got, Kendrick or Drake?
I'm just like slowly getting into this this whole entire beef. Like I didn't really realize I always hear about people like beefing with one another, but it seems like it's like the new Biggie and Tupac kind of deal, East Coast versus West Coast. But I just saw that Drake listed his $88 million house in Beverly Hills. And it's like, is that a coincidence that he's trying to get out of LA? Or is there something that he just, because he bought it last year, and the only reason I know this because I was reading this yesterday, is that he bought it for $75 million, he's listing it for $88 million, and so he's only owned it for a year, so he's trying to just get out of Dodge and try to make a quick little 12, 13 million off it. But yeah, he's looking to leave the West Coast, and I don't know, I just realized that Drake on his diss track talked about Kendrick's purchase of a 3-story penthouse in Brooklyn, about how he bought, the reason why he bought that is because he's trying to get away from his wife. Like he talks about that in the song.
Crap.
And I'm like, oh, look at real estate making their appearance in hip hop.
That's
look at
deep,
that.
man.
Yeah. Like, he talks about something about how he proposed to his wife, got the ring, but never got wifed up. And it's something along the lines. It's on the diss track. Yeah.
So let me ask you this too. And this is us going back to real estate, but I do want to still like pick your brain on Bad Bunny, and we're probably gonna get that story towards the end. But let me ask you this: how do you feel about? This is like a serious question and a non-serious question. So non-serious question is, how do you feel? Like, I feel like men, and this is like a conversation that me and my producer was having, and I don't know, like it just seemed pretty logical, I guess. Do you think that, let's say for example, like you should have like your girlfriend co-sign with you on a house, have her live there, right? And she has a house, she's paying for it.
Yeah.
And then you have your other girlfriend co-sign another house, right? And you have her pay for that one.
Yeah.
And then you have your other girlfriend, buy another house, have them co-sign. Moral of the story is, you all become one big family. Like, do you think that's sharp for men to do, or it's just like not?
Probably stick to having one mortgage.
Just one. Okay.
One mortgage, one girl at the time.
Okay. Yeah. It was one thing that I don't know. We're just saying. I mean,
no, I know.
In the beginning, it made a little bit of sense.
I've seen some things happen in real estate with co-signers come out of the woodworks, and I'm like, who are you? Like, why are you here? And why are you helping these people? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, and then I start realizing, nope, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Let's just keep moving forward.
Got it.
You want to co-sign? You want to put the liability on yourself? Well, let's go.
Got it.
Yeah. That sounds like 2005 because you bring that up just reminded me. So one of my lenders I work with, he was telling me how like back in 2004, 2005, people were buying homes and they were going up to the bank and they would try to get qualified. The bank would say, all right, how much do you make? Or make 30,000. There'd be lenders that would say, oh, you make 30,000, you want to buy a $400,000 house? Let's just say you make 90. Is that cool? Okay, yeah. So they'll write down 90,000, and then seven to 10 days later, they had a keys to the house. Like that's how easy it was to buy a home back then. And that's also where a lot of people got themselves in situations that they shouldn't have gotten in, and they bought homes that they couldn't afford, that they didn't know that they couldn't afford, and they found out the hard way when they started losing those homes. And a lot of them got involved with adjustable rate mortgages. So that means that your payment was, say it was $1,000 for the first 2-3 years, then year 4 or 5, whatever it may be, depending on the term, that $1,000 becomes $3,900, and that's where a lot of people lost their homes, unfortunately. But yeah, that just reminds me of he was telling me a story about how there was an adult dancer that,
like a stripper.
Yeah. That she had bought a property, and they literally just did zero income verification at all.
Oh yeah, because you're getting all
cash. It's all cash
flow. Yeah,
and then
like deja vu or
he
okay. I don't know. Like
he didn't ask questions. I'm like, dude. When it comes to that situation, you're better off just saying, all right, that's what you do. Go ahead and write it down here, and let's go ahead and send it to the bank. And so he wasn't working as a lender at the time. He was in real estate, but he was told about the situation by somebody that he was that he's friends with. So it's a friend of a friend, right? And so he's telling me the story how, like, literally just said how much she made. She got a house, and then she went and bought another rental house. And same thing, like just said, oh yeah, I make X amount of money, and then before they know it, like they're losing their house. They're upside down. They don't understand why all of a sudden they're losing their house, and it's because they signed on to adjustable rate mortgages, and everything wasn't so clear and concrete, and it was always thought of like, hey, at year 3 or 5, whatever it may be, it's going to adjust, but you can always sell your home, because people thought the market was going to keep going up, and lo and behold, this didn't go up. It stopped going up significantly. So, yeah,
I thought you were gonna say like she lost some teeth, and then it just
no. It's just that's the reason why I bring it up, is just because that's who legitimately could get approved with zero income, zero paperwork. This is what I do: write an application. Pretty much just putting a application at Red Robin, like back in the day. Just fill out an application on that's there at the restaurant. Yeah, that's how it was. And I'm like, man, like how things have changed, because I know you guys bought homes. It wasn't that easy when it came to buying a home in terms of getting qualified. Like you had to submit tax documentations, bank statements, all of these forms that is required because the bank wants to verify whether or not you make money. But back then, do you make money? You do? Fantastic. All right, here's a house.
There you go.
Like,
beautiful.
But yeah, thank God we're not in that Wild Wild West time anymore.
Yeah. So now, besides the multiple girlfriends, right? What is the best way if, let's say, for example, it's your first, home? Like, what do you recommend, somebody to look out after? I mean, you just mentioned, a few, fixed, mortgages. Do you recommend the 30-year the 30-year, fix? Do you recommend? I
always recommend what makes better sense for the individual. Sometimes the 15-year makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you need to go 30 years. Sometimes you are going to be in an adjustable rate mortgage situation because the rates are cheaper on an adjustable rate mortgage, but you're also taking on the fact that it is going to adjust after a certain time. So you're hoping they can refinance before then. But people are now a little bit more educated because of what happened in 08 when taking those on. So you don't see a whole lot of people taking them, but you still see people taking those on. So I always tell everybody is whatever makes sense for you. Like don't worry about what the neighbor, Mrs. Smith did with her house. Yeah. Like I always see the best is like when Dave Ramsey always talks about how you need at least 20% down to buy a house, and you should buy it. Any car you buy, you should be all cash. And I'm like, I don't think you realize how much a house is in California, and I don't think you realize how much people make. Like, not a lot of people can afford to have 20% to put down on a house. If you can, great, fantastic. But not a lot of people, especially a lot of the buyers that I help with, a lot of them don't have 20% to put down. The reason why they're buying is because of the programs that are available to them, and because I'm able to help them get significant closing costs that help them actually buy the home that they want to buy and have the American dream. So, yeah, that's
what are some of the programs that, let's say, if they're not making X amount, let's say they're making the bare minimum, like what are programs that, they can look out? Do you recommend them doing it by themselves? Get the wifey to do it? Obviously not a girlfriend. We just talked about that. I mean,
if you get a girlfriend, just be prepared if things go south. It's an investment. Yeah. It's a business decision at the end of the day, right?
That's why I brought up the multiple girlfriends. Because
it's a business decision. Yep. It's an investment. No, but there's programs out there that help you come in with literally without a down payment, which is crazy. If you think about what was out there beforehand, there wasn't anything similar like this, right? So there's down payment assistance programs that literally help you get the down payment. Some of them are grants that you don't have to pay back. Some of them you do have to pay back. It just depends on what type of situation that you're in. Just look to see which one makes better sense for you. There isn't a whole lot of programs for people who don't make a whole lot of money, unfortunately.
So you have to, regardless, you have to have some income. Yeah. So what is let's say your perfect scenario, right? Let's say you're gonna have somebody that's gonna come in and be like, I'm making, who knows, 60, 80, 100, 6 figures. I don't know. Yeah. What is if you're buying a $400 home, where should somebody come in to say, like, okay, we're talking here, right? Like, let's say, for example, somebody wants to buy a $400, home, let alone they don't even have like 15% down, right? They don't, little things like that. I mean, because this is like, this is like real time. I mean, and let alone inflation has come up. People used to buy, let's say, food and all these things at Costco, and they used to spend maybe $200. Now you're spending $400. 400, 500, let alone, because of inflation. I mean, these are little things that, that are, coming into, fruition. So what would you recommend somebody to come in, let's say, somebody that I know wants to purchase, a house probably within the next, 2 months, 3 months, like this is kind of like your guideline.
Yeah. So, I mean, speak with the lender, like talk to a lender ahead of time, find out what programs are out there for you, what programs you can utilize. I mean, this market right now, I'll tell you this, I've helped countless people buy a home. I'm running an ad on social media that talks a little about how, for $2,000 you can purchase a home in this market. And that's no BS. That's legit the truth, because I've helped plenty of people buy homes for less than $2,000. Some have paid a little bit more. Some have paid a little less. I had somebody purchase a property for $400 out of pocket. That's all they paid out of pocket. Like, no down payment. They got their closing costs covered. And like, there's nothing like funny about it. It just, that's the reality. They got the down payment assistance program that covered the down payment, and the sellers paid for all their closing costs. So they didn't have to come in literally with anything. The only thing I had to pay for was the appraisal, and even then they got some credit towards that too. So
typically, what's the appraisal coming in at? Let's say if they're looking at a 400, and I don't mean to put you on the spot or anything, but this is like real, like
how much the appraisal cost, or just like I mean, nowadays you're paying like, I think we're around like $700 for the appraisal. Yeah. I remember when it was like $450, and it was like $550 if you want to get like expedited, but
and the AC just came in perfectly, right?
Yeah, I told you it gets warm up here,
dude. I told you it gets warm up here. I was getting ready to fart, like I was.
Is that what you do when you get hot? You just gotta.
I was so close. I swear, I was like getting ready to I was gonna like cut up, bro. I gotta go fart. Yeah. But let alone not, like the AC just chase. I mean, this is like real questions that I'm gonna have a couple of people ask, and let alone, I think it's so cool that we're having this conversation, because I mean, how many people don't want to buy a house? I mean, So okay, now what is the worst thing that you can do? Let's say, for example, when I say worst, this is something that I do want to generally talk. We're talking about investing. You bought your property, all that good stuff. 2025, another investment, right? Like, what is that one thing that if for a person that's going to purchase another investment, what would you recommend them? Like, what is like something that you would be like, and I'm speaking for myself here. And when I say for myself is, I definitely do foresee, the Central Valley to, eventually, like blow up, right? So because of that, I mean, I'm already working here. I'm working this 99. What would be one thing that I would, want to look at? Like, for example, I don't know.
Yeah, so you want to avoid debt. Like, having debt is not something you want to have. Debt is a killer when it comes to qualifying. It's a killer when it comes to trying to buy a house. Try to avoid as much debt as possible, but you also don't want to have zero debt, because if you have zero debt, then that means that your credit might not be as good as what it can be, because believe it or not, banks want to see that you have a little bit of debt, that you have it and you pay it down, have it and pay it down. So there's a little trick that I have realized over the years that banks like to see you do is, whatever say your credit card has a balance of $1,000, they like to, the quickest way to build credit is you spending, $500, $600, at least 30% of what they want you to go ahead and use, and then pay it down to below 30%. So say you have $1,000 limit and you pay $500 and you use $500 for the month on that credit card, pay down $200, and your balance will be $300, which is 30%. You continuing to do that and having a balance of 30% or less will build your credit significantly. But we're always taught that, debt is, you want to be debt
Zero debt, yeah.
which is that's essentially the dream. You don't want to have any debt.
Have
but
you
when
sleep
you're
better.
but when you're trying to qualify for a loan, you need proof. You need to prove that, hey, listen, I have debt, and look what I can do with the debt. Like I'm managing debt.
And as far as like, let's say like you're down.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, like, I purchased my home, so I'm asking questions that, as far as you're down, how much do you want to have down, and for how long do you want to have it in your bank account?
So you want to at least have seasoned funds have to be in there for at least 2 months. So you don't want to have mattress money just put in there like a week before you try to buy. You want to have at least in there for 2 months. And with that being said, how much down do you want to have? It all depends on what you're looking to do. If you're looking to rent it out, if you're looking to have investment property that you solely want to rent it out, then you got to at least have 20%. But if you're looking to occupy it, then I always tell everybody, hey, hang on to your cash if you can, and use one of the down payment assistance programs. That way it keeps your money for a rainy day. And as time goes on, say you have $50,000 in the bank, if you can use a down payment assistance program, get yourself in a home without having to pay a whole lot, get the sellers to cover some of your closing costs, if not all, and then that $50,000 turns into 60, 70, 80. All of a sudden, fast forward 5-6 years, that house that you just bought now, that you had literally had to pay out just a couple thousand out of pocket, now can easily become a rental, and you have $100,000 to put down towards your next home, which potentially could be your forever home. So just leveraging the opportunities that people have. That's the best thing I suggest the buyers do.
And now, what is some things, like what are services that you provide? I mean, we haven't even covered.
Yeah.
We know that, you sell homes and all that. You mentioned the lender, right? And I have so many questions, like what if the lender's not even doing his part? Like, do you recommend the guy to be like, you know what, I'm not going to go with you. Let me go ahead and go with somebody that's actually looking after me.
So I always tell everybody that, hey, like, it's weird that now we're starting to see a lot of a lot of agents talk about how, it's important to have buyer consultations and whatnot. And I'm like, now it's important. Like I've been doing this for the last 7-8 years. Like I never take somebody to go buy a home that I don't meet for at least 30 minutes in my office or an hour, just talking about what they want, like really hearing out their needs, because that makes my job a whole lot easier, and it makes me a better agent knowing what the goal is at the end of the road, right? So I always have everybody just go through a buyer's consultation, and then when it comes to lenders, just it's okay to have get quotes from 2 or 3 different lenders, see which one's going to be a little bit better for you. Sometimes the ones that might be a little bit more expensive might be the better option for you to pick, just because you want to have a lender who's going to be in constant communication with you and is going to be there for you. There's supposed to be a supporting team player, because we're all a team. There's a lot of moving pieces of the puzzle when it comes to buying real estate, right? So you want to have somebody who's going to be on track with you and is going to be helping you get to the end goal, which is purchasing a home. So sometimes there's a reason that the lender is cheap. That one lender is cheap is because they don't really have a whole lot to offer, but they're cheap. Sometimes you might be better off paying a little bit more, but going with a lender who's actually going to be able to do their job to the best of their capacity, and going to be able to do the job when it comes at the end of the road.
So when you're giving your services, like you'll sit down, you'll talk to them, you'll say, hey, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a pool? Do you want a super modern home? Do you want a ranch? You walk them into the house. Do you do all that? Like do you drive them, or? So
what's funny is,
and this is a question, just because I don't want to but the realtor, at least the one that I was that was helping me with at one point, she was damn near if I had to travel with her, I would travel with her, because who wants to go to the Central Valley? It was a lot of weeks, trust me, but let alone this was no waste of time. I wasn't just, you
weren't looking though.
Exactly. I'm not oh yes, take me to Lodi and take me to Merced and all these, and then I'm not going to buy anything. That was nothing like that, but it was a small detail like that actually went the long route, and constant communication and all that. So
So I don't take people in my vehicle.
Okay.
Only because a lot of the times It's when I set up my showings, I'm going from showing to showing.
Got you.
So usually it's I'm meeting them up after work all the times. Sometimes I'll take them like, hey, like we're going to be going to the same spot. I don't have anything planned beforehand. I don't have anything planned after. Let's go out. Let's go look at our property. Then after, let's go grab lunch. Or let's go grab dinner. Like kind of a deal. So, and what's funny is I have a Ford Explorer, and the reason why I bought a Ford Explorer is because I had a Charger beforehand, and it wasn't really comfortable because I used to take clients around. I used to always try to take clients around in my own car. So I bought a Ford Explorer in 2019 because I wanted to have more space. And then right after that, COVID happened.
And you had a kiddo too. So you need some space.
Yeah, but after that, COVID happened. So then nobody was in each other's cars for a while, and now we just. It's like it's not that's something that typically we do as agents anymore. But one thing that I do that a lot of people don't do as agents is a lot of agents are like, hey, call me if you want to buy a home. Like I'm ready to help you, and they're ready to take whatever comes to them. I've gotten to the point in my career where just as much as you're interviewing me, I'm interviewing you because I know what I can do. I know what my capabilities are as a realtor, and if I don't feel like I can meet what your wants and needs are, I will flat out tell you, hey, listen, I don't think I can service you to the ability that you want a realtor to service you. So I recommend you maybe speak with this realtor, maybe speak with that realtor. And a lot of times just filling out, just seeing if it's going to be a good relationship because there's going to be a lot of time there's usually a lot of time invested in this. And I became lifelong friends with all my clients. Like I to this day, and if I call any of my clients back, they're gonna have nothing but good things to say about me, and I'm blessed for that.
And do you ever tell your customers like, hey, it's time to get another house?
Oh, this past year and a half, I've had people that have bought when the rates were in the 2s and 3s, and this past year and a half has been me. I've talked more people out of selling their home than I have helped people sell a home in the last year and a half. And I've helped quite a bit of people sell properties, but it's more so just educating them and tell them, hey, I know you want to sell your home. I know that this is your long-term goal, but just know that I don't think it's a good idea because X, Y, and Z, and because where you want to go, I don't think you're going to be able to find something in your price range. Now, if things potentially change, if there's a different type of motivational factor behind it, then of course, if that's what you're looking to do, then of course let's go help you. But I always try to go ahead and talk about different avenues, selling and not selling, pros and cons of both. I feel like a lot of realtors when they get the phone call, oh, you want to sell your home? Let's go, let's sell your home.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, those people are calling you 2 years later. I wish I had never sold my home.
Fuck that guy.
Nope. No, like literally, I was talking to somebody like 3 days ago in my DMs, and they're like, "You're the only realtor that I've worked with that has told me not to buy or not to sell." And not just not buying or selling in general, but just maybe. I he was talking to me about certain property that he wanted to buy. And I said, no, I don't think it's a good investment for you. And here's why: X, Y, and Z. That's because of the location, or because of what's going on there, because of the neighborhood, what the neighborhood looks like going into the future. So just a little details that show my clients that I'm not in it just for the deal. Like I'm in it for the long run. Like I plan on doing this for a while, and I plan on being around for a long time. So. I want my ideal goal would be to help you buy one house, and then, I run into you 5, 6, 7 years down the road, and you're like, man, like I'm so happy, like you helped me out with that home. Like I'm so happy with where I'm at, yada yada. And I'd feel comfortable sending you my family, sending my friends. So that's
so you think that's step 2. You think step 2 is buying the property. Step 2, selling, renting, and then investing into another property? Or
so I always tell everybody that's the central goal, is to acquire real estate. I think that should be everyone's everyone is in terms of what the long-term goal should be for a lot of individuals is acquire real estate, because real estate's the best way to hedge its inflation, and it's also one of the best ways to build wealth. But at the same time, not everyone's lined up to be a landlord. And I've always talked about my clients that, hey, listen, if it makes sense financially, I think you should rent. But if you're going to rent, just know that you should know X, Y, and Z, and this is what it takes to be a landlord. And if that's not
So you
something
mean like you gotta
prepared for,
walk in there, you gotta slap them like, hey, look, check this out. You haven't paid your bills in town.
yeah, it's just gotta
Or
be.
not.
You gotta expect the unexpected.
Okay.
And a lot of people aren't prepared for that. A lot of people just see, if I become a landlord, they're going to pay me rent, and I want to make money because my mortgage is going to be $2,000, but I'm going to charge $2,600 for rent, and I'll make clean $600. I'm like, that's not a clean $600 because that's $600. You're not making $600. You got to keep that money saved away, because what if the AC goes out in the summertime? Then you're out what, 10 grand?
Yeah.
What happened to that $600? Now you're out $9,400. That's what happens. So a lot of people aren't prepared to be landlords. So those people,
Or they don't take it serious.
yeah, well, those are the ones I'm telling you, okay, you want to sell? All right, then maybe we should sell, because I just don't think that keeping this is a realistic thing for you, and I don't think it's something that you want to handle. But those people that are in position to handle, then I would always advise them, hey, you bought this home, you bought it at a great time, let's keep it, let's move on to something else, keep this as a rental, have some income producing property, here's your retirement, here's your kids' college funds for the next 10, 20 years.
Okay.
So
Bad Bunny.
Saw him at WrestleMania. Yeah, I bought tickets because of my grandpa. He passed away.
Yeah.
So I bought tickets. Supposed to be me and my dad, but my dad wasn't able to make it. So me and my brother-in-law ran it. We went to WrestleMania, and Bad Bunny showed up halfway through a match.
Yeah. Did you play his album after or no?
Well, his music was playing on the big screen and whatnot.
But
I'm
like after like the concert, like where you
no, he got out. Yeah, he was promoting his. I think he was promoting. He was promoting something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it was his concert or whatnot.
Yeah.
But he ended up wrestling the next month after. And he ended up having a match in Puerto Rico, and they did like crazy numbers there. But yeah, that's when I saw him, and I'm like, man, like everyone talks about seeing Bad Bunny, and I randomly came to a to a wrestling show, and I see Bad Bunny. Like he's like,
I thought for some reason you were gonna download the album and then you're just gonna just play it. And
yeah, no, I'm a fan of Bad Bunny. Like I'm not.
I'll tell you this right now. Like at least the concert we went to, like at the Chase Center,
Yeah.
like they had a section in the bottom. So we had bottom seats.
Okay.
I went with one of my friends.
Okay.
So we're at the bottom seats.
You got floor seats.
Floor, yeah.
So
you're
did
just,
you
like standing up?
So you got access to the Chase Lounge, right?
Yeah.
That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's very nice.
Yeah. So let alone we're there. I recommend to do that all day versus the seats, because the seats are just going to be in place.
Yeah.
You want to be moving around.
Yeah.
And sometimes you never know. Like, what if you have somebody annoying next to you? And let alone when we're on the floor, dude, there was this one dude. He was like, bug the fuck out. Like he was just like he kept calling his iPhone iPhone 29. Like it was just like, it's like, yeah, this is. Oh no, it wasn't even an iPhone. It was an iPad. Like
He brought an iPad to a concert.
yeah, he just kept taking pictures of it. I promise.
How did he get through security?
Yes, I have no idea. But so times like that, maybe you wanna just venture off, walk away or something. But it was probably I had a heck of fun. Yeah. And the thing about reggaeton concerts that I'll tell you right now is that if, let's say for example, wife, you're gonna be hearing this, you don't want to go by yourself, because the thing about Latinas, they'll back it up.
Yeah.
They don't care. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
I was at the concert, minding my business. I'm just watching Bad Bunny, he's going, walking and going crazy.
Yeah.
And let alone this is just one girl, she just kept pretending she lost her friends. And I'm being serious,
asking everybody for help?
Something. Maybe she was with iPhone 29, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, my friends, they left me, right? But the whole time, she just kept, backing it up. Oh. And I'm minding my business. I mean, look, there's a couple of things that you can do, right? I could have easily, just you know what, I gotta use the restroom, right?
Yeah.
Or just walk away. But I decided not to, right? Bad Bunny's right there.
Yeah.
And I made my efforts to go, and walk the closest to the stage. And I did. And I was just like, dude, I'm not going to lose my, space
spot,
just because, somebody's backing it up. Come on.
Yeah.
And that's how I spend the whole night. It was a great concert. Yep. So if you go to a Bad Bunny concert, do not make,
The last concert,
go with your wife. I mean,
last concert I went to was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Heck yeah.
And it was at Levi's Stadium.
Heck yeah.
And I swear I'll never go to another concert at Levi's Stadium.
Why?
Parking was insane. And it took me through the backside of Levi's.
Levi's Stadium, that's in Santa Clara, yeah? Great America.
Yeah.
But it has bad parking?
Well, it kept sending me to the, where the Great America, where the Great America entrance is at? It kept sending me behind. My GPS kept sending me, no, to go over there. And I'd go over there and they would be closed. It took me 2.5 hours to park.
I will say too, like going to the Chase Center, I think I left it might have been I had dead space 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Worst thing I can do.
Yeah.
I should have been there an hour before.
Yeah.
Because it had us do this loop.
Yeah, they have a parking garage across the street.
And I watched half of the game.
Shoot.
Half of the game. I paid to just go in there, get a water, get some snacks, walk up to my seat, and half of the game.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I went to Chili Peppers and we got floor seats, but our floor seats came with chairs. Just because I was I don't know how it's going to be. I don't want to take the wife into a pit because it's a rock concert. Some people might be, getting a little too.
And it's different too. They're not going to be backing it up at a rock concert.
No, they'll be jumping up and down and whatnot. So I didn't want to take my wife that at the time, and I think she was also pregnant at the time. So probably. So not good. Double whammy, right?
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
But there was somebody. But the thing you talked to me about, how chairs, how you.
Do you want more kids or no?
Yeah. We do want more kids.
Many 2, 3.
I think we would another. She wants a total of 4.
4.
But
I mean, dude, that's killer. I mean, let alone you go sign them up to soccer. I mean, dude, you have a team. That's legit.
Sure.
I mean, 4 is beautiful. 4 is. I mean, I don't know why. Most people think 2 is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 is good.
I mean,
I'll tell you this. I'll give you the secret. Go to a Bad Bunny concert. Take her.
And then the baby number 2 and 3 become very easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Play some Bad Bunny and
Shoot, the right now what we're dealing with is we can't stay awake past 8 o'clock or anything.
That's a good problem though. That's a good problem
because I always talk about I'll never be going to bed.
That's called growth.
At 8:30 in the morning or 8:30 in the afternoon. Now I'm dude,
fool me with a good time. 7:30. I'm already.
Yeah.
I'm already getting there.
That's why you got the coffee.
7:30. 7:30 comes. I'm already just.
Yeah.
I'm lying. I'm not nodding, but my time for TV. I like to watch anime.
Okay.
Big on that.
Yeah.
Can I be bigger on anime? Maybe.
Yeah.
I watch the basic stuff, but
I
haven't even made time for that. I haven't made time for the latest, Netflix shows.
Series.
I will tell you this: I do watch Bluey on Disney Plus.
So I can't get my daughter into Bluey. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she just doesn't like Australians.
Yeah, I mean,
or blue dogs, but I don't know what it is. She's just not a fan of Bluey. She's also not a fan of anything who's not Miss Rachel. So Miss Rachel, when she comes on, it's just all right, screw you, mom and dad. I gotta watch this soap. Okay. Right?
It used to be like Coco Melon for a minute. Dun, 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 dun.
And I heard it's a lot of I saw a lot of TikToks and videos about how you shouldn't watch it. You shouldn't let your kids watch Coco Melon.
What's wrong with Coco Melon?
I was always skipping. My kid's not watching this. I just kept skipping. I'm she's not watching it. So I actually paid $150 for Cameo.
Okay.
For Miss Rachel to send a video for my daughter for her birthday.
Wow.
She's 1. Yeah. She's not going to remember this. Yeah. But
it's the thought. It's still the thought. I mean, it's going to live in
we're still waiting. I think
$150.
I think it expires tomorrow. Because we did it about a week and a half ago.
She needs to send us today.
7 days. You get 7 days to respond, and then you get an extra 3 or 4 days to still respond. After that, it cancels the request.
Oh wow!
So I'm I better get those $150 back because I'm not about to pay $150 for Miss Rachel to say thank you, not sending you a video. I took my time sending her a message this is what my daughter likes, this is what she enjoys, yada yada, and this is her name. She just turned 1, yada yada. But
all right, so we're speaking parenting, right?
Yeah.
What is that one thing that you would do just for the sakes of it? It can be those Netflix shows What is that one show that one girl? I don't know what that's
like.
No.
Fat Albert?
No.
Like Fat Albert's back on Netflix?
No.
Look at that.
Nailed it. Yeah, that the host. She has this like pretty cringy like laugh like.
Is it ridiculousness?
Well, it's called Nailed It. Like they make a cake, and you're supposed to make the same style of cake. Most people don't. But it's called Nailed It. I don't know. Whenever you get a chance.
So I don't watch any Netflix shows.
It used to be something that I probably watched like 2 years prior. But where I'm going with that is that like, what is one thing that, let's say if you had to like, or your family had to sign you up to, like, what do you think that one thing you would do to like, you know, kind of step out of your comfort zone and do?
Shoot.
My thing would be that, just FYI. I mean, that or I would like to do that Ninja Warrior. I think it would
American
be
Ninja Warrior?
something, I don't know, like something like in Speedos where you just have to, like the Chinese ones, you know, like.
Shoot. Oh, what is that?
It's like maybe not even. It's not even. It's probably whatever.
You're talking about like is it XMC whatever? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Remember that show on Spike TV? It was
that was cool.
It was people that would just dub over. It was American Ninja Warrior, but it was obviously like in Japanese.
You know what? Let's rephrase that. It wouldn't be Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. It would be that.
The one that you just said. Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. I don't know, man. I like we haven't got to the stage where I think where she will where I think she's gonna have something that she likes hobby wise.
Okay.
Because she's still too young, but weirdly enough, like I'm a big sports fan. Like I could talk to you about any sport, like, you know, about the intricacies about every single sport besides baseball, because baseball I never played baseball, but
got it.
Football, basketball, soccer. I played a little bit of rugby.
So football wise, what's your team?
So believe it or not,
Niners.
I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan.
Okay, Bengals.
And I got there before Joe Burrow. I've been there for like I became a Bengals fan in 6th grade because the Niners and Raiders were terrible at the time. And I was like, you know what, I want to be a Bengals fan. And everyone just thought it was a joke. And I used to always be the Bengals as on Madden. And I used to always, and NFL Blitz. That's a little bit of a throwback right there. I used to always be them. And I used to always beat my friends. I was always really good at Madden growing up, right? And then they got Chad Johnson, and then they got Carson Palmer, and then all of a sudden they became pretty good.
Yeah. Do you watch hockey or no?
This past season I tried to watch. I'm a big Sharks fan.
Have you been to a game?
Oh yeah. We try to go at least one or two Sharks games a year. Yeah. They just got the number 1 pick in the draft. I'm super stoked about that.
Have you been or no? Also, dude, Shark games are. Shark games are underrated.
Yeah, Shark
because if you like basketball, it's not the same thing. But just it being like in one space where if people are cheering, you still get that. It's still fairly close and it's back and forth. So.
No, hockey. I don't feel like you need to be a sports fan to enjoy a hockey game, just because of it's a pretty simple game.
I mean, they're trying to stick it in the hole.
Yeah, that's simple. It's like basketball. Like basketball, it's a pretty simple game overall.
Yeah.
Like I feel like soccer and football, they're simple to the people that know it, but. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go watch a 0-0 game. It's like, oh, like there's more to it than just them not scoring overall. So, but I
like how like in hockey they'll just go ahead and just go after
start going after.
They'll just go ahead and smack each other against the wall and all that. Like that's the killer part.
They settle things right there on the ice. Yeah, that's
for sure.
I mean, I guess people will watch it for sure.
And they'll start getting after it.
Yeah, so I also do a little bit of broadcast. Okay. I do broadcasting with the San Jose Earthquakes. I do. I'm part of the radio, part of the Portuguese radio broadcast team. We're one of the only Portuguese broadcast. We're the only Portuguese broadcast team in all of the MLS. So we have been doing that for the last 7 years. Yeah, and just getting to see the behind the scenes of just the sport itself, the game day. The broadcast portion of it, which is just insane, that's given me another level of appreciation for just for professional sports and all the people that are involved in professional sports. And we're talking from like the people that are doing the laundry to the people that like there's so much people that work there that are all behind the scenes that you'll never see them, and they're like lifers. People that have been there 10, 15, 20 years.
Wow.
Like groundskeepers, people that do laundry.
My first game was
people.
Sharks versus the Ducks. That was my first game, and let alone we walk outside and people were already fighting. Like it was intense. Like, and I don't mean like they were getting down. Yeah, and I like the fact that they had burritos. Yeah, they got a good food option at SAP Center. Bro. Do you guys ever eat the hot dogs? You guys ever eat the hot dogs outside the stadiums? Dude, those are killer. Yeah, I mean, I'm not ballsy enough. Why? I mean, so many people say otherwise. Like, this is the thing. I mean, you eat worse things than than a hot dog outside. Like, I'm not gonna get to it. But, no, I go to a lot of San Jose Earthquakes games, right?
Make sure they burn it.
There's an In-N-Out like right there, so I'm like, oh, if I'm gonna eat something after the game, I'm just gonna go to In-N-Out, right? You said the Earthquakes? I've never been to a game. I've been wanting to go. They're cool. They're cool. They're cheap. Okay. Yeah. I'm not an Earthquakes. I used to be an Earthquakes fan. I'm not a fan. I've just never been. Like, I would want to, just for the experience. I mean, so they have a nice setup. They have a big old outdoor bar area. They have a bunch of food trucks. That's what they do for food. It's just a bunch of food trucks out there. So you're saying it's just the In-N-Out factor? Like, I'd rather go to In-N-Out versus the hot dog, or is it just like that is sketch? Because I hear that all the time. But I'll tell you this: I've had people that told me that I've eaten it and like I had to pull over like 30, 40 minutes after eating it. And shart or throw up or food poisoning or I've had some people tell me I got food poisoning. I haven't had an I haven't had an experience where I've let's say sharted or I'm serious I've thrown up, gotten food poisoning from and I've gone to like A's games where there's a bunch of them outside. Yeah, you go to concerts in San Jose where it's at the I don't even know what stadium, but San Jose SAP. Yeah. I've been to so many of those like concerts where they're just like before they would be running there'd be people trying to catch them dude, close shop. Have you ever been to and I'm going off topic, but have you ever been to Christmas on the Park in San Jose? I have not. You're gonna want to take the kiddo there. It's nice. Like they'll have a bunch of Christmas themes. Is it downtown or downtown? Yeah. Okay. They have the best hot chocolate. I mean, they'll put whipped cream, marshmallows, dress it up, all that fun stuff. Man, it's just killer. Yeah. Let alone they have a bunch of Christmas trees. They people decorate it, different fun ways. I mean, it's just a cool thing. They have fairs. Just pretty badass. But where I'm coming with that is before you used to see those, hot dog stands outside. Pretty sure people used to get upset because there's also food vendors inside. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that makes sense. Now you have a strip of different, people selling food. There's people selling hot dogs within. There's probably 5-6 people selling hot dogs just in one section. And now it's incorporated into that. So what I will say is if you're afraid to getting hot dogs outside of, maybe if you do go to Christmas on the Park in San Jose, you'll try it probably there. But I always try to, when I go to the Bay Area, I always try to get something that I can't get here, right? So I don't know what your favorite type of food is, but I'm a big fan of sushi. Sushi? There's some good. How do you feel about raw? In Modesto? Mm-hmm. I haven't been, but I heard there's a lot of cute girls there. So I haven't been in years, and I've been there twice. Mm-hmm. The only thing with raw that I remember is it was very good, especially the garlic sauce. Everyone talks about the garlic sauce, right? But just the service wasn't. It wasn't good. So the cute girls were feeling too cute that day. There was nobody there. Everybody just kept on walking by, and nobody was getting served. And I mean, it was packed. That ain't gonna stop people from coming in.
If Ross sees this, and they're probably, and if let's say for whatever reason, because I'm supposed to go with one of my customers, and when I do go, I'm gonna be able to tell you like, hey, shoot DM or something. Like, you know what, Ross was actually pretty
good. I want to go back. Like,
the girls were really hot, but that, or I'm like, you know what, that was lies. I mean, who knows? Whatever. I'm not going for that, but it's like going to Hooters, right? Like, whoever wanted to say otherwise, like, that's a lie. Like, you're not going to Hooters for the chili cheese fries. Like, come on, what are you doing?
I don't remember what it was. Like, I think it was.
Do they have Hooters over here? No.
Wasn't there one like in like Dublin? I thought.
Dublin,
like, I remember going one after Six Flags when I was like 16, 17 years old. Like, we all thought it would be funny to go to
love Hooters. Man, that was how I started getting introduced to like UFC, like
through Hooters.
No, because I was watching it on like, when it was in ESPN. Well, it's still in ESPN, but the whole it wasn't even Contender Series. It was, I don't even know what reality show. Yeah, Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. So I started watching it there. But when I started going out with my friends and kind of getting that vibe, we started going to Hooters, and then it was Buffalo Wild Wings. But
now B-Dubs is where everyone goes.
B-Dubs, yeah. So like once a month, we'll be out here in the Central Valley. I'll have my friends come over. Yeah. We'll watch it at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and then the following month, when it's a different pay-per-view, we'll go to the Bay, and we typically watch it over there. It's so sad because the people in the Bay already know us. Like, they'll like, I'm serious. Like, we'll go there and they're like, over here, like, we got your, and they know us in the beginning because we would literally go with like a Uno deck, and we'll just be playing Uno, like the whole like prelims, and everybody would be looking at us like freaking weirdos. Like, but it was just a good way. People would.
Do you go to B-Dubs or Hooters in
B-Dubs?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, Hooters is like, I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, something about like Hooters. It was a thing. Like,
it was huge back then. But then I think people just got over the fact that it was like, it's just girls in tank tops and short shorts.
Like, I mean,
and the food is not very good.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Like, and I don't think I'm gonna get killed for it, but I think the Central Valley is Hooters.
Central Valley is Hooters. Okay, explain.
Okay. I haven't seen as many like cheeks. Like, if you go to the Bay, like, you're not gonna see nobody wearing booty shorts or anything like that.
Yeah.
You come to the Central Valley. I told my guy right here, I said, whenever you go to these like whenever you go to Costco, I did say that, huh? Whenever you go to Costco in this summer, get some goddamn glasses, boy, because I'm telling you right now, unless you want
here or in the Bay Area,
I don't know. Here, I'm just saying, just in case you're probably gonna wake up with that one eyebrow one of these days. Your wife gonna be mad. She gonna be like, "Hey, you're gonna have to address this." But yeah, I mean, from just outsider in, I'm coming in. I'm dabbling into the Central Valley now. I'm new to this. Right? Just my opinion.
Yeah,
but the truth.
I think it's a lot of hidden gems.
You're used to it. See, like the Raw thing, like I didn't know about Raw. I mean, I say it because this is what people were telling me.
Raw's solid.
This is my outside perspective. I mean, you're getting the outside. Can be biased. Who knows? But
I like. I'm a big fan of like hole in the malls, like little like.
I love that. You know what I haven't tried here? And then I barely started dabbling into sushi. Barely.
Okay.
This year has been probably my strongest
year of sushi.
Because last year, my first time, I went with one of my customers, and my first intake of like, it was just like my face was just like, as I was chewing it, I was like closing my like eye, and I was just like, I was like just marinating it, like. No, that or I would like dip it too much in soy sauce. I was putting crazy hot sauce on my sushi.
To cover it up.
Yeah, but now I'm getting used to it. Like now I can have it and be like, just go through it and just be chill. But so sushi is one that I'm
Sushi is solid. Pizza's my go. I mean,
what is a good pizza spot? Have you been to that one in Ripon? It's like
Pizza
called
Plus?
Gold. No. Gold something?
No,
Gold Dust?
I haven't been to that one.
It's like a little, I mean, Ripon is
pretty
Ripon.
good.
I mean, it's pretty good. Like the cheese will melt down.
Yeah. So like my like the best pizza I've had in the Valley I haven't had very much like different types of pizza because I'm a type of person where like, if it's good, that's where I end up going. Like I don't dabble in a whole lot of different restaurants, but like Pizza Plus is solid. That's a pizza.
Out of where? Modesto?
So they have a place in Hillmar. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
Small town.
Yeah, Holman towards like
Hillmar.
Is Hillmar towards like Atwater?
Towards like Los Banos.
Okay, yeah. I'm familiar. Actually, yeah. Dude, I was telling.
Small town. They got like 7,000 people.
I'll tell you this right now. There's this one spot. I didn't get the name.
Where at?
It was in Los Baños, and I had to stop there and let me not say nothing because we're talking about doing a podcast, but
it wasn't good.
No, not pizza though. So I actually do want to pick your brain. So Pizza Plus in Helmont.
Pizza Plus is solid. There's also a place here in Turlock called Willie's Pizza.
Willie's Pizza.
Man,
Willie's sounds
solid. They got a bunch of, if you like wings, that's
I love
solid place. Jura's has good wings and fries.
Okay.
Their pizza.
Out of where?
They're in Turlock.
Okay.
I've had better pizza than Jura's, but they're like a main staple. Do you like your pizza? Do you like dippable pizza?
What is that?
Like pizza that you can that's thin enough that you can dip in ranch.
Honestly,
or do you like the thick?
all my it does not matter. All my pizza I dip into something
because like Jura's is like the best dippable pizza. It's very
It's like thin crust.
Yeah. Okay. It's very very thin crust. Yeah.
Okay. So my pizza, my heart was my first thin pizza in I think it was out of Emeryville. I used to love going there. Yeah. But what I have trouble finding is a hole in the wall Chinese food place. I actually went to one in Modesto a while back ago, and I felt like a complete asshole because I told the lady that was coming with my food. I said, I don't like this. It was orange chicken. And it just felt like it tasted like chemical, let alone like there's a place and probably somebody's going to put it in the comments like that place is trash. But if you ever happen to be like in Davis, at Leandro, this is a Chinese food spot called Asian Delight. And Asian Delight, like they don't tell you, I think probably the only thing, okay, you can cut this if you want, but the only thing that they'll probably tell you in English, just like thank you and
so it's authentic
and pay.
Yeah.
So and I can be completely wrong, but they like I've always been a firm believer like if you go to a Latin place or if you go to Rosarito, you go to Ensenada, and they're talking is just complete Spanish. Like they're just going in the back, they're playing music. Yeah. They don't even have to play music, but if all you hear is because you're not gonna understand, just just a bunch of mariachi and all that. Food is going to be good. Food is going to be good.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But Asian Delight is a hole in the wall. I like to call it a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. But I haven't found a Chinese food place that I've said that I'm like, dude, like, and it doesn't have to be like great. The only thing that I've ate like that I'm like, I still feel like it's okay is Panda. And that's it. Because Panda's not even. So I had the lady take back. I told her, I was like, I don't mind paying additional for whatever I have to pay.
Yeah.
She didn't even switch the rice. She didn't even switch
She just gave you.
She just gave me because they also had ribs.
Okay.
I forgot what the place called, but I was just like, dude, it was just bad. Like I don't know, like the sauce just didn't taste like sauce.
Tastes like Mr. Clean?
And I'm not. Yes, and I'm not picky with food. Like if the food is like eatable, if I have to put extra hot sauce, I'll eat it. I mean, I just told you I don't eat sushi tonight.
You'll manage. You'll pull through. Yeah. No, there's a good place here in Chong's. Chong's, solid.
I also seen a new place that's going to open up.
I don't know very much information about that, but that's right by Chong's.
Yeah, Chong's is killer.
Chong's is good stuff. Yeah.
Is it like the place where like they'll put your plate, kind of? They'll put your rice or is it one of those places where you like
combination plates and then they sell like family style stuff? The reason why I'm so up to date with Chong's is because I ordered it on DoorDash yesterday. So
that was my first experience with getting. I actually got food poisoning from DoorDash, and and it was some Mongolian beef with rice, or something like that.
Yeah,
food poisoning, seriously, like
no good.
Yeah,
no good.
It was bad. So ever since then, I've been kind of like skeptical, as far as like having, some food.
Yeah.
Like as far as Chinese food, but Chong's is one that I'll go ahead and click.
Yeah, Chong's is solid.
Do they have that hot oil or no?
They do.
Or is it sriracha?
No, they have the hot oil.
I love hot oil, dude.
Yeah.
Something about hot oil. You just have to make it right.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to make it.
Did you, when you had it the first time, did you know how hot it was?
No.
Oh yeah. No, that's a wake up call right there and a half.
The hot oil?
Yeah.
I mean, hot oil is really hit or miss. I mean, hot oil is really not hot.
Dude, I've had some before that.
From Chong's or?
No, it was up in Sacramento. I was actually coming back from L.A. Flew into Sacramento.
What's the best spot in Sacramento for Chinese food?
Oh, dude, I have no idea.
Okay, all right. I was like,
no idea.
For some reason, when you were like, "Oh, yeah, it's hot," I'm like,
no.
Okay.
We popped in. It was like, oh, like this restaurant had a lot of good reviews. We popped in.
What is your spicy tolerance though? Because if you're telling me it's hot, like if you're looking at Buffalo Wild Wings, have you been or no?
Yeah. So
what are you picking up from there? Obviously, you're not gonna go with blazing, but
like 6 years ago, I could probably go like mango habanero, no problem. About a little bit above that. Yeah.
Mango habaneros is.
But now, now we're sticking just to barbecue.
Okay, you can't do spicy food.
No, man, I got a acid reflux that just tears me up on the inside. So I'm getting old. So I just
32 is not old.
But my body's like telling me, yeah, you gotta slow it down, bud. Like this is.
We'll do blazing. Like we'll get a whole like blazing.
Do you like what's it called? Wingstop?
Yeah, I can do Wingstop.
What do you think of the Atomic?
I've never had it.
It's not
because I'm doing blazing already at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And you do blazing, you'll go ahead and see Christ himself.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about
blazing is real.
I was thinking about like
maybe not Christ, maybe the Grinch. But,
yeah.
I'm just joking.
The thing with blazing is that it's hot when you ingest it, but
okay.
What about later on?
Oh no, absolutely, yeah.
See,
so
that right there, that's a 2-hit.
So
that I'm not willing to take right there.
No, it's bad. But I don't drink. So because I don't drink, I don't have that extra effect. Like I think that's the problem. Like when you're having a beer with hot wings, that's when get ready. That's when it's coming down. But you said Atomic from Wingstop.
Atomic from Wingstop.
Yeah,
it's good. It's hot, but it's not. But it's solid. Yeah. I only had it probably 8 or 9 years ago.
What I love from Wingstop is just a regular hot. It can be their regular hot beats Buffalo Wild Wings hot any day.
I enjoy something that's spicy, but it's good.
Okay.
Like I'm not a fan. Like going back. So I went to that Chinese restaurant in Sacramento, and I put this hot oil, and I took a bite, and I couldn't stop. Tears couldn't stop going down my eyes, right? Wow. And I kept like, oh no, like I'll power
just
through
kept
it. It was like one of my first. It was first meal of the day. So it's always hotter.
Heck yeah.
I couldn't do it, man. I just tears kept going down my eyes. And I was with a buddy of mine, and it looked like me and him just broke up with one another. And we're just going through a really bad breakup because we were both crying, and it was just like. He picked me up at the airport. I told him I got lunch, and then he turned to me halfway through. He's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I can't eat this." I'm like, "Dude, don't worry about it. I can't eat this either. Like, let's just go find somewhere else to eat." So we ended up going to go find somewhere else.
Do you know what's the name of it?
No man, those
you don't remember
6-7 years ago. But
holy crap!
Yeah, it was. That's why I like hot oils. We'll just leave that off to the side. I mean, nowadays the only thing I don't really touch a whole lot of spicy stuff, but it's funny how like different cultures will handle spicy stuff a whole lot more. Because the Portuguese culture, we don't really have a lot of spicy. We have a lot of spices, but not a lot of like spicy, like hot type of stuff that we use.
Yeah, one of my actually, believe it or not, my dad would grab like just green peppers, and he would just like
bell peppers or like jalapenos.
No, like chiles, like green chiles, and he'll grab them. He'll he'll put them like in a little bit of oil. He'll let them cook. He'll put a little bit of salt on top. If your ear wasn't ringing and if your face wasn't numb, there's a problem with that chile. That chile is not spicy. Yeah, that was my house. Yeah, and it could have been beans. It could have been. It could have been something simple. It didn't matter. Like it could have even been a tortilla with that chile, and
tough.
And you're not even eating it was just that first bite.
Yeah.
You're not even getting into the seeds or anything like that. So that's my chile intake. I mean, habanero all day.
Yeah. No, I used to love that, but now I stay away from it. I mean, it's just, that's rough. I know. So this is how much I used to love spicy stuff. So when I was like 10, 15 years, about 10 years ago now, I was pretty much as big as I am now, and I ended up losing 120 pounds in about a year and a half. And all I did, and granted at the time I had a whole lot more time than I have now, I played soccer every day for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And so what I would do is I would eat like half of like a piece of toast, and I dip it in buffalo sauce because spicy stuff will get your metabolism going. So it was like a pre-workout on its own. So that's how much I love spicy stuff. I'm like, oh, I can eat that and then go run for an hour and a half. I do that today, and I'm at the ER. Like it's just things that have changed over times, right? But yeah, I mean, I used to love spicy food.
Yeah, so it's like the same thing with me and cereal. I love cereal, but I'm not sure.
In a long time.
I'm not sure if I can have milk no more.
Okay.
I did a juice cleanse, and ever since I did a juice cleanse, I can't even have have a bag of hot Cheetos. I'll start farting. A bag of hot Cheetos, like not even like the big bag.
Yeah, I used to love hot Cheetos growing up, but
yeah, it's just like I think that juice cleanse just like completely reset me.
Yeah,
and even
so
like
good.
And even like the milk itself, like
it's hard to break down.
Love hate.
Yeah, milk is a little hard to break down for the body. The reason why I know this is because my pediatrician told me, because my daughter just switched from formula to milk, and she's having a tough time breaking it down. So.
Yeah, we don't have to have this one in here, but like, have you tried like titty milk or no?
Me?
Yeah. It's like yogurt. It's like yogurt. It's like,
dude, that's ballsy.
It's like that. It's like
that's ballsy. That you try that.
No, dude. It's like it's like a splash of just like energy. Like I'm serious. Like it's like
you're gonna have
is yogurt like yo plate.
That's ballsy.
Dude, it's killer.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. Dude. I mean, if Yo Plate's listening, they're gonna be talking.
No, but you're addicted to caffeine. I'll tell you this right now. If you want to let go completely of this,
just go find a
I mean, you don't
excuse me, man, you have 5 minutes.
Yeah, like you don't have to get one of those like like a whole cup. It's just a little drop, dude. I'm telling you right now. Woo.
Who was it? Was it Jackass that they drank?
Dude, Jackass, after like the last movie, I just stopped. Like, dude, they
drank
a penile erection. Like in the first scene, I was just like, yeah, dude, like that was crazy. Like I'm like, man.
I watched. What did I watch? I don't know if it was. It was.
You want to tell you a story about it? Oh, Borat was something else.
I watched Borat with my mom. It was during COVID. It was, and I was like,
yeah, it's okay.
We're adults. Yeah. Like we're adults.
Is that in COVID?
It was like during COVID because that's when the second movie came out. Because I didn't
even see the second movie.
Yes, it's good.
Okay,
it's good.
Yeah.
It's like
is it better than the first?
No.
The first one.
The first one is just. It's just.
Okay.
It can't beat that, right?
Okay.
But I remember watching with my mom, and I mean, it was me, my wife, my sister, my brother-in-law, my mom, and it was just like, all right, like you guys want to watch it? It's inappropriate. That's fine. I'll watch it. And like 15 minutes into it, I'm like, nah, we're not watching this. Like I'm 30. It was like 30 years old at the time. I'm like, yep, we're not doing this. Like I don't care.
Dude,
like it's just way too much.
Yeah.
Like way too much for me. So we just ended up watching something else. But
Borat is crazy, bro. Like,
it's crazy what he got away with then, and looking back at it now, like
of course,
like he would.
Yeah,
the movie wouldn't come out.
Absolutely.
If he did what he did.
But we're slowly coming back to that. Check out Netflix. That whole what is that one? They started roasting that one.
Tom Brady, the roast. I heard it's bad. I heard it goes. It goes deep.
It's in Netflix.
Yeah, I heard it goes deep.
I'm not saying it's gonna come back, but I'm just saying like if it's on Netflix.
Yeah. There's a show that you guys should watch. It's by Sacha Baron Cohen. It's Who is America? So he has like 4 or 5 different. He plays like 4 or 5 different characters, and one is like a super liberal professor from Oregon, and he goes on like these like Republican shows.
As soon as you said like,
and
dude, I just automatically thought about Borat. I don't know.
Yeah. and then he dresses up as like a super hardcore Republican and go like he interviewed Bernie Sanders and like was showing him that like Barack Obama is Osama bin Laden, like just like stuff like that. And Bernie's like, no, like this is obviously a fake photo. Like, no, it's not. I got it from this site. Like he interviews like different politicians and puts himself in situations where like it's good entertainment. But it's on I think it's on Max. But yeah, it's good. Who Was America? I guarantee you, I showed it to my brother-in-law and he was in tears watching it. So it's good. It's good stuff.
Okay, so here, like, I'm gonna go ahead and cap it. I do want to go ahead and give you your time to go ahead and talk to your camera and tell them where can they follow you on social media. If they want to go ahead and book an appointment, etc. This is your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, follow me on MySpace.
Beautiful.
No.
Top 10.
So I'm on Instagram. 209 Real Estate is my my username. I'm on Facebook. Just type in Michael Rocha Real Estate Professional. You'll find me on Facebook. If you want to get hold of me, you can always reach out to me via direct message. I check my messages daily, so just shoot me a DM on Instagram and we'll get started.
There you go. Thank you. So I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yep. And what's your favorite scene from just this bloopers? What is your favorite scene from the Borat?
Borat?
I mean, first 15 minutes, I mean. Well, at least what was that one scene that you were like, before you're like, okay, this is it?
Yeah.
Like, what was that one scene that you were just like, okay, this is still okay? Like,
I enjoyed, so there's like 3 or 4.
Okay.
The not joke.
Okay.
When he's like, Paul's not like he's trying to get comedy.
Yeah.
And then when he's with the feminist, he's talking about how like there's a doctor in Kazakhstan that prove that women's brains the size of a squirrel. Like kind of. There's that one. There's the one where he ends up at the Jewish bed and breakfast.
Okay.
And he starts throwing money like at the cockroaches that are there, and like he just goes above and beyond. And then this is my favorite scene overall is where he's at a dinner party. Okay. And he asks, I literally watched this the other day because I just wanted to laugh. And he asks, what do you do? And this guy's like, I was in construction and now I'm retired. And he turns to the other guy's like, it's very nice you allow retard to sit with you guys. And the guy's like, no, he's retired. It's like, no, mentally or physically. The guy's like, no, he's retired. He stopped working here. Like, for me, that always made me laugh because everybody's like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then he brings out a bag of shit. Shortly, I don't know if you remember that. He's like, I don't know where I dispose this, but... Yeah, Borat's fucking awesome, dude. I can quote that movie. I can quote Anchorman. I can quote Dumb and Dumber. Those are my 3 ones that I can quote like left and right. Dude. I still probably quote on a day-to-day basis. Weirdly enough, as a real estate agent, but yeah, you'll never get this. Not. Oh. What's your favorite scene from Borat?
Dude, honestly, I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, man.
No, I'm not saying that I haven't seen that movie, but I haven't seen it in a long time. But if anything, it might have been like those like little, like very nice, like, that. I'm
going to watch it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Borat tonight. Like, I've had a rough week.
There you go.
Just zero sleep. And that's how I'm going to end tonight.
The movie, believe it or not, like, when me and my friends get together sometimes, like, we'll play the Zohan. Like, we'll play...
what is it?
Zohan.
Oh, Don't Mess with Zohan?
Yeah.
That's a great movie. Yeah, my mom loves that movie.
Dude, we'll play that one. Like, just the...
Disco.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's talent, though.
Anything with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody that I'm a swollen version of Adam Sandler. Like, that's what I feel like. Because if I wasn't doing real estate, I feel like I'd want to get into something like with stand up. Like,
I can see that though. I can see that.
Oh, dude, I love stand up comedy. To
this day, acting. I feel like one day I will like dabble into like maybe just do like an open mic. Not that I know that I'll like it's okay. If I bomb, whatever.
Yeah, if you bomb,
but it's like
everybody's bombed,
but it's
right?
like karaoke.
Yeah.
It's like karaoke. Like at least that's the way that it kind of like comes into like my brain. Is that you can do a karaoke song and it doesn't matter if you can read or not. Or it doesn't matter if you have vocals. I'm being serious.
It shouldn't matter if you can read.
No, but people typically pick the song that they like. I'm just saying, like,
don't ever pick "It Wasn't Me When You're Intoxicated" on karaoke by Shaggy, because that part that the verse or the bridge is just. That's a whole lot harder to do when you're intoxicated. I learned that for like my 22nd birthday. We did karaoke, but
so that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you bomb, it's fine. Like like karaoke is you're not everybody's gonna go in there and is gonna be singing like Beyonce or whatever. So I mean, I don't know. Like that's something that I would want to do. Like that's something that I for sure have to check out. Like, and it would be open mic.
No, I want to do that.
I can see that though.
I've talked about like doing it, and my wife's like, "Why don't you do it?" Like, because I've written some stuff before. Yeah. Like I've written some jokes before, like in the past. Like I feel like it would do well and whatnot.
All right, let's see. Drop one right now for the bloopers,
dude. I had so I have a good bit.
Okay.
Like I have a very, very good bit that like I think would do well, but I just don't know. Like I'm not educated when it comes to writing the joke, but I just know like what good direction they should
go ahead. Throw it. You never know. Like, listen, the thing about like even people that do stand up, they say this all the time. Like they don't really find out what their stand up performance is going to be until they go out and then go on stage, because then they start seeing what works and what people are laughing towards.
Like I always this is super inappropriate, but when me and my good friends went to Vegas, when you hop on a plane, you turn your phone on airplane mode. Well, all of my friends sent one person a picture of genitalia. Okay. So when he turned on his phone, it was just nonstop pictures of genitalia, right? And I always thought, like, it would be a good bit is if you sent that to somebody who wasn't supposed to receive it, right? Like that's like the haha, like now what happens? But the person who sent it, they weren't upset that they sent it. They were more upset that they read it and just didn't respond. So then they kept going, like, what, like, did you not see the photo I sent you? Kind of a deal. I feel like that can go into a great bit, a good direction for a joke, because it's like the joke isn't the fact that you sent the photo, it's the fact that they read it and they just didn't reply. So it's like, what are you trying to say? Like, is it not good enough? Like, and then you come to find out, like, it's somebody who you didn't think it was. Yeah. Like, and I don't know, just... I feel like that could be a good direction of a bit, but
that's clever.
I thought about that, and then just growing up in a Portuguese household, man, I can probably tell stories that.
I don't know. You just mentioned like airplane. You should watch Miss Missy.
What is it?
Miss Missy.
Oh, with is David Spade in it?
Believe so.
Yeah. No, I watched. That's good. It's the one that she goes to Hawaii with him and whatnot, and
she summons Death Star.
Yeah. That's a very funny movie. Yeah, I watched that with my wife a couple months ago. Yeah, but
that's a pretty good movie. You should watch it. Yeah,
that's like one of the random movies I've watched on Netflix. I haven't watched a whole lot of Netflix in years. Yeah, the one man, this is
that part where like the turbulence.
This is fucked up, but the only two series I've ever watched on Netflix is Narcos and the what's it called? The one with the serial killer, the blonde white guy.
Oh, the glasses.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
It was like trending and all.
Yeah, it was trending. There was like 4 or 5 episodes.
I didn't watch it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, those are the only 2 series I can watch. Yeah. Like Selling Sunset. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I watched a couple episodes of Selling Sunset. My favorite show right now is right now that's currently live is I Think You Should Leave. Have you heard of it?
No, I think you're giving me a message, but
No. It's called. No. It's called.
I think you're trying to tell me something.
Look it up. I guarantee you've seen the memes. And you just didn't know what it was.
Honestly, there's gonna be memes about this, but there's gonna be clips about this. I think you're trying to tell me something, but
no. It's called I Think You Should Leave. It's with Tim Robinson.
Got it.
He was on SNL. He got fired from SNL, and his brain. Have you ever seen the skit where the guy goes through a drive-through? He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pay for the person that's behind me."
Well, I've seen it like at the grocery store, like people making. Okay, but go.
But there's a skit that he goes and talks about. I mean, can I?
Go ahead.
Can I show it? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Just no genitalia, please.
Yeah. No. None of that.
We're gonna do skits. Yeah.
We're gonna do skits like.
Yeah. So we have this thing where we do like Uber skits. And, we'll pick up the guests and we'll drop them off to the Who Got the Juice. This one we had our spot out of Alameda, so would pretty much go like in circles. And that's how we would do it. One of them actually, I don't know if you kept that part in there, but it's D-Mac when we picked up his girl, or I don't know, it was just like a bunch of crazy stuff.
So what is it? That show that used to be on Discovery, like the Taxi, it used to be a show that if you take a cab, then all of a sudden it would become a game show. If you answer like 5 questions right, you get money. I don't forget what it's called.
Yeah,
okay.
We even had our co-host. She came in the car pretending to rob.
Yeah, like she ended up putting like a ski mask.
She's a girl. She's just.
Yeah, she was like, "Come off your." Yeah, and I'm more like there's some times where I'd like it was fun. It was just like I would wear like this like sailor's hat, and I'd just start stripping like out of the blues. Not like Jackass stripping.
Yeah,
like it was just like kind of take off my like shirt, like
Party Boy
regular shirt. No, not like that. See that's some real genitalia right there. Yeah, that's crazy.
That was on MTV.
Yeah, that's nuts,
dude. That was on MTV at like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
like how the heck did that get allowed back in the day? But is what it is.
Yeah, so skits we're still gonna keep. I mean, that's what kind of cool. We get that fun aspect out of it versus all that. Like even having you to be like our first realtor and we're in your office and all that, like. Even asking like, what if like your friend or somebody buys property and they have their girlfriend and then the other girlfriend, little things like that, make it a little bit fun. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there is this one thing where you can sell all day, right? You can, speaking from a salesman, I can go out there all day selling. Yeah. But if your customer base or whoever you're connecting with, if they don't know who you are, I mean, because you can be professional all day. Yeah. But people love buying from somebody that they can
relate to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And when they start knowing you, they start, seeing that you're actually human.
I used to wear suits like all the time. They used to always be like dressed up. Now, dude, I want to wear fucking Nikes. I want to wear some nice jeans, some t-shirts. I'm gonna relate to people. Like
I used to be the opposite because I used to be, I used to be wearing to the Jordans and But it was opposite.
For the occasion, though. I do.
It was opposite for me. Like I just got to a point where I just grabbed everything and I took it to Goodwill, and my cousin was working there at the time. Not Obi, I promise you. And I told my cousin, I was like, in some of those bags, like you're gonna have really good stuff. Like separate that. Yeah. And I just made, I don't know, like I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and
just start a new wardrobe.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been probably like the past 4 or 5 years. None of my button-ups I have kept because I mean I still have them, but it's hard to wear them in the Central Valley. I mean, there's So
I always dress for the occasion in terms of like if I'm gonna go meet if I'm gonna go sell $1 million home, I'm gonna dress up a little bit because more than likely that seller. It's probably going to be somebody who's expecting me to come in a suit and all that fun stuff, right? So you dress for the occasion.
Do you dress like that on the first date?
No.
Like you pull up in the Central Valley. You're like, hey, baby.
My first dates growing up, they were like Red Rock. They were like Dust Bowl. So that was balling if I was going to that. So that That was still a jeans and a t-shirt, if anything, or jeans and a button-up kind of a deal. But yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I'm very happy that I haven't dated in the last 7 years because I've been with my wife. But I wonder what the dating scene is like now. Like, are the expectations so much higher for people? Like, first date, let's go to a steakhouse. Like, is it that now?
I mean, now these days, like you'll come in with like a Louis Vuitton bag.
That's wild.
And you'll be like, hey, like, you know, like, just wanted to go ahead and bring you a gift.
Fuck.
Yeah, like, think about it. Like, even as a casual date, like, it's the Chase Center Golden State Warrior game.
Yeah.
It's taking a trip, vacation.
Yeah.
Like, now, like, these days, like, of, like, oh, let's go, like, you know, play golf, or let's go, you know, to the movie theaters.
Social
Let's go.
media's ruined
People
it,
didn't
bro.
even like going to the movie theaters now these days. Like, they're like, oh, I don't feel like we can talk, or I don't want to do a butter beat off. Like, you know, like, things like that, you know?
Yeah. What the hell's a butter beat off?
So, like, it's pretty much where you have, like, your popcorn.
Got it.
And, you know, you just make a hole in the bottom.
Yep.
And you just kind of nail at it. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a movie in years.
That's like what the cool kids are saying these days. Like, I mean, I'm not out there requesting a
butter beat off,
butter schmeatas, but
shoot,
yeah, but it's what the cool kids are saying. But that's really where it's at now. Like the dating aspect of it, at least what I hear. I mean, but realistically, it shouldn't be that. Realistically, it should be. Going to a park, walking around, getting to know somebody,
Yeah. No, I mean,
having a picnic.
Nowadays,
right?
I feel
some sushi from who knows Safeway, maybe. He said,
I don't know if you're gonna.
Nah,
I mean,
that's
sorry,
not safe for us.
I've had Safeway sushi before.
But I was gonna say like, what if you're like, you know what, like, because. Right, like
I'm not gonna drop $100 on you from day one. Yeah,
like if you're gonna want to, I mean, believe it or not, like if it doesn't matter to you, like as far as like where, I mean, you're gonna want to take it to a good place, right? But I'm just saying, like in general, like something like that would, probably be more, thought through,
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I remember the days that you used to go to like a fast food joint, and that was okay. But now I feel like with like social media,
you cannot take nobody to McDonald's. Come on,
we're not taking them Golden Arches. Okay, well, you're talking like In and Out.
Okay,
like, respectful places. The Habit, the Wing Stops. Like you're not taking anybody to the Golden Arches. You definitely ain't taking anybody to Taco Bell.
Where the heck is Golden Arch? Oh,
the Golden Arches, dude. McDonald's. Make it easy.
Yeah, make it easy.
Yeah. Shoot, but yeah.
No, Jack in the Box.
Fuck, I don't know.
Tacos.
What do you think about that Central Valley Mexican food?
Dude, I feel like Grubhub, there's there's like two like trucks that I like that I'm like, it's pretty, that is pretty good. Besides that, I haven't really gave it a fair chance at like, okay, like this place is like the best.
Yeah.
I still feel like there's a place in Oakland where you can go and it's in 22nd. You got it or no? What is it called?
It's Sinaloa.
Sinaloa. So in Sinaloa, you go and it's right off 22nd and International, right? The chase part was that you would go and you would order your food. The tacos has always been, for me, it's the best. I mean, anybody can go there. I'm not sure if it's the same cook, whatever, because that matters, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But you would always see like strippers. not strippers, like hookers.
Hookers?
You'll see hookers.
Oh, so you're in that part of Oakland.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not the nicest place to go and
Have you guys...
But it's
good. It's good stuff. Have you guys know where Ramondi Park is at?
Right? Like, or I don't know if it changed. Okay.
Do you know where Ramondi Park is at?
In Oakland?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where they play all the soccer games.
Yeah. So we played it. My team played a game there, and I never been to it, but I was always told that
it's crazy.
It's so they have locker rooms there, and I guess like they would go like I guess the guys went to the locker room. There was like a bunch of needles everywhere. And they're like, yeah, we'll just get dressed outside. Like, just take off their shorts, pants, whatever it is, and get dressed in soccer gear because of how bad it is. But I heard the Oakland Ballers new baseball team, they fixed up Ramondi, and they pretty much helped. I don't know if it was them, but the city got rid of all the RVs that used to be over there. So now they're building like high rises, or not high rises, but low income housing. So they're building like some big buildings in that area. So it looks like it's going to be, But
you go over there and it's like that everywhere. Like you'll go to like Hayward, you'll go to like everywhere. Like they're building, a lot of apartments and a lot of,
Yeah,
they're doing all that.
I mean, just you got to get people housed.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this right now. We could end the housing shortage if we really wanted to, but just the government, California as a state is not friendly when it comes to builders building. They have to charge exuberant amount, or not exuberant amount, but they have to charge what they charge because of how much permits it are and just how much they're paying in fees when it comes to building in the state of California and working in the state of California. It's crazy. Like I'm not, like I'm not going anywhere. Like I love California. Like no matter what happens, like I'm gonna be buried here in the state of California. But it's one of those things to where we really could end the housing shortage if we wanted to. But there's too much money. There's too much money at risk. Too much money at risk. And the longer this keeps going, the more and more people are not going to be able to afford to buy a property. And it's going to become a nation of renters. And for those of you who don't buy, you'll be renting. And they're going to sell it to you as a good thing. Like, hey, don't worry about it. You don't want to take ownership. Something breaks, we'll take care of it. You rent from us. And then you live the rest of your life depending on the government or depending on others. When really, you have the opportunity to depend on yourself. You should be depending on yourself. We should be looking in the mirror instead of looking out the window. But yeah, that's my spiel when it comes to California real estate in general.
That's some real deep stuff right there.
Yeah.
If you had to give like a motivational speech, what would it be?
Shoot. Motivational speech.
Yeah. Like if you had to tell somebody like real estate motivational speech.
Yeah.
Like if you had
to a buyer, a seller, or an agent.
Just like I don't know, like whatever comes from your like whatever comes from you, like I just like I know that we've talked about
Borat.
I know we've talked about
Hooters.
I know we've dabbled into different things, but if you had to tell somebody like some motivational shit, like okay, this is a time, like like what would how would you put it?
I mean, there's opportunities at every single given second. Now, it's dependent on whether or not you take those opportunities. Some opportunities are going to lead you down a road that you're going to have some bumps and bruises on, and it might not be the safest of roads to take. Some others are going to take you down a road where the reality is you're going to have a much better life in the future because you took that set road. Now, who you have around you that's going to push you down to take the right opportunity matters. So whenever it comes to buying or selling or helping somebody purchase a property, just make sure that you have the right individuals around you because that's going to lead you to your success. And having one bad apple can lead you down the wrong path. I mean, all it takes is one person to tell a buyer or sell. I mean, look at the people that didn't buy over the last couple of years. A lot of them were told, don't buy. Like, don't buy. It's too high. Oh, don't buy. It's the market's going to come down. Don't do this because of that. That's all just white noise. That's all just information that's coming from people that a lot of the times those people, they can't buy. So they're trying to help you, or trying to put you in a position where you're also not being able to do the same thing that they can't do, they can't do. Just because you can and they can't, that sometimes drives people a little insane. Sometimes people don't like to see other people win. So I always look at clients when they tell me, yeah, I'm kind of unsure. I'm like, why are you unsure? Tell me, like, what's your reasoning? And if it's valid reason, I'll be the first person to agree with them. But there's always external factors that are telling them, don't buy because of this. Don't sell because of this. I'm like, that's all foolishness. So they don't want to see you win. You're working with somebody who does.
Heck yeah. So do you feel like when somebody is giving you say get that negative energy, or maybe like telling you otherwise. Maybe that's them expressing how they feel about themselves, or maybe how they feel.
Yeah, there's always something deeper about it, right? Some people, you got to figure out what people are motivated by. Some people are motivated by fear. Some people are motivated by success. I'm one of those people that I'm motivated by fear. Like, I don't want to miss out on buying because I don't want to, miss out on this opportunity. So then later on down the road, I'm going to be looking back and say, oh man,
Damn,
I really messed up.
Yeah.
Some people are motivated by the fact that, if I buy, I'm going to be winning. Like, you're motivated by success. So you got to find out what people's motivations are, and you got to figure out, what kind of background they're giving you, what kind of feedback are they giving you, what's the driving force. Again, that's why I always have buyer consultations, is because I want to see, like, why do you want to buy a house?
Yeah.
Is it because you're bored? If you're bored, then maybe we should hold off on this until you're in the right mindset, because it's the biggest financial investment you'll make in your lifetime. So you want to be in the right space mentally, and you want to be prepared financially, and you want to have all your ducks in a row, because it's not something that you can do or that you should do at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. Some real stuff. Is that the motivational? Then that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm happy you guys were able to get some stuff from me.
No, you will, bro. And honestly, thank you very much, man. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Show. If you want to showcase your business, Who Got the Juice is the platform. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Yo. Who got the juice?
Bay Area Podcast. Tune in once a week.